sis, let me tell you. Hey, it's your Sissies. You're listening to Sis, Let Me Tell You podcast. We're your hosts.
I'm Jess.
And I'm Jazz. And you probably don't recognize us because we're city girls now.
New York City girls, to be exact.
Concrete jungle where dreams are made of.
You killed Alicia Keys in that one line.
Like my vocals were better.
Her voice could never. All her notes end rough. All of them. Every last one of them.
Or off key, just totally off. But that's sometimes you like that quality in a voice. Hers is just unpredictable.
She don't know what it's doing. No one knows what it's doing. Oh my God.
You're stupid. Well, we just got back from New York City literally 2 minutes ago.
And that's why we look the way we do.
We still got airport on us.
Yeah. Haven't
welcome.
even gotten a chance to shower. So you're welcome. We're doing this.
You're welcome.
But we had a really good time.
I guess we should start by thanking all of our listeners that bought Timblers and that subscribe to the podcast and pay a monthly amount to support us in this way. And it was so good.
Thanks so much, guys. I mean, it was definitely well worth it. We learned a lot.
Yeah, we did. We networked. We met plenty of people, really cool creatives. It just made us feel like, I don't know. And I know a lot of our listeners who, especially the ones that contributed, want to hear about it. So we'll talk about it. I know we typically just like glaze over what we do personally.
Oh yeah, glaze over. Yeah.
But we've had a couple people tell us like, what y'all be doing? Like, tell us more. Or, you know, how was it? And then we never, whatever. So we talk about we're going to do stuff and then we don't come back and tell you how it was. So we'll try to do
We just don't know if y'all be caring.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So
we didn't stack the docket as heavy so that we could just kind of like flow. We've been stacking the docket really heavy and then it puts pressure on me because I'm a nervous Nelly and then I feel rushed and then it's just not as enjoyable. So I'm not going to be putting as much on the docket. We're going to hit like the big stuff, the highlights, the entertaining stuff, and then we'll go down our random tangents like we normally do, which is what y'all love. Now hush.
Why do they have to hush?
I don't know. They like when I talk dirty to them.
No, they don't. No one likes that. Okay, so what would you like to say first about CultureCon?
Okay, well this one was the one in New York. They had one in LA earlier this year. We didn't go to that one, but we do know someone. Y'all know her too, Ashley, the Shy Concierge. We had her on our podcast. She was our first guest.
She was.
So that was a long time ago.
50 something.
Girl, I don't know. First video episode as well. We was doing too fucking much.
Yeah, we were.
Yeah, experimenting. But yeah, so she went to the one in LA and she said she had a good ass time. And she's a content creator, so it was like perfect for her too. But yeah, it was in New York. It was our first time in New York. So we were kind of like, how we going to get around? I don't know how to ride a subway.
I was extremely nervous.
Luckily, we stayed with our cousin, April. Hi, April.
Hi, April.
And she's been in New York for a long time. She stays in Harlem. And so she let us stay with her. But she was also like really good at telling us like, oh, just Uber. Like, y'all could take the streets. It's okay. Take a taxi, take an Uber. And then we didn't feel so much pressure. And she was a really good tour guide too.
And an excellent host.
A very good host. Her and her roommate. Mm-hmm. We just had such a good time. It was a very short weekend and kind of jam-packed because we were actually there for a purpose, which I typically don't like trips like that. I want to just be able to gallivant.
Like to just bop around, but
bop, I mean,
we did some bopping. We got to do some bopping, but
we did get to do some bopping.
It was a very tight turnaround for us, so
yeah, it was.
We would have liked to do more. We didn't even get a New York slice.
No, we didn't. And that was on the agenda, but we could not stop eating. Everywhere we turned, there was food and we would eat. And then it's like, well, now I'm not hungry. Mm-hmm. And pizza's never going to be at the top of the list when it comes to me eating foods. Never. It's convenient.
You know, I'm half in the bag with pizza. But
I know.
When I'm in a city that is like famous for
known
pizza,
for something.
I want to get in there. Now, one thing I will say is when I was in the airport today, I was looking for something to eat and I just grabbed something quick. I said, y'all, what up? Got it. Because I was nervous about being late.
Oh,
well, when I got on the plane and I was sitting next to this guy, he had something wrapped in foil.
Oh no! So it was hot.
He waited until,
It was hot.
I'm assuming maybe at one point. I don't know.
Okay.
He waited until we got our drinks delegated. Then he started unwrapping this foil. Bitch, it was a bagel that had like this creamy something with cream cheese with all this stuff in it, and I was like, where the fuck did he get this at, and where was it when I was looking for something to eat?
Because you had already
mad.
Pre-wrapped muffin.
Okay, now the muffin was very good.
Okay.
Very good.
Okay.
It was banana nut, delicious.
Okay.
I tore her down.
Okay, well, yeah, you didn't have a choice.
Oh yeah. But I was just like, I would have much rather have had.
Absolutely.
And I just
you should have asked him.
over at it like,
you're not gonna share nothing.
Some. Give me the
nothing.
Half. It was like sandwiched, so like the two bagels were on the outside, and it was a thick layer of the.
That sounds good. Well, you know, the weather wasn't great. Mother Nature did not get the memo that we were on our way. And I don't know why, because I made sure that my assistant sent out the memo.
Who was your assistant?
To all parties involved.
Not Pay. Is Pay your assistant?
The baby is. And
that's even worse.
She supposedly sent it out. I'm going to have to check with her when she wakes up in the morning because she's asleep. But Mother Nature didn't get the memo. It rained. All
poured
Saturday.
Which is why our hair looked like this.
We had to put it up. So CultureCon was Saturday and Sunday. And we were only able to attend on Saturday because our flights left on Sunday today while we're recording. And so we weren't able to go Sunday. But I feel like we got like the bang for our buck on Saturday.
Saturday was the longest day. So, I mean.
Yes. Sunday was fairly short.
Bulk. Yeah.
I think it was like a block party or something like that on Sunday, which that probably wouldn't have been as networky as like what we did. We wouldn't have gotten as much. So I think we got the right day. So we get there. We're getting ready to get there. We're leaving Harlem and we're Ubering because it's just the quickest way. Ubering over to Brooklyn, which is where CultureCon was. We're realizing it's going to rain. So I was like, let's grab some scarves from our cousin and we can put that on top of our hair to keep it from poofing up. We had just done our hair for this. Our hair's down. The moistness of the visit, it didn't fare well for us.
Didn't bode well.
She was going to let us borrow an umbrella, left that bitch in her apartment. So we had no umbrella and we had scarves. My scarf was this big.
It was an absolute square.
It was tiny.
Pocket square.
It didn't cover my whole head. Jessica's scarf covered hers, but
you handed it to me.
I know. I'm just making it known.
No, I know. It's just funny to me. It's just like you left yourself with this.
Well, then that would have left you with the little scarf. Somebody would have had to suffer. I'm not going to be like, "Ooh, this one's bigger. Let me have it." I grabbed it first, and then I just gave you the second one that she handed us. It's okay. So we ended up like we weren't sure. Like, is there going to be a line? We didn't know what to expect when we got there.
That's not true. I knew exactly what to expect.
You did?
I knew there would be a line to get in.
Okay.
And I knew that we would be standing in the absolute rain in that line.
I did not believe we'd be standing in the rain. And we were absolutely standing in the rain. No umbrella. To the point where like my clothes were getting wet. My scarf was wet on my head. We weren't walking in there drenched, dripping. But
why this?
Well, I'm showing them like my hands are up and I'm dripping.
Okay.
Dripping swag goo. Ooh.
Okay. Enough.
So yeah, it definitely rained on us and I was pissed about that because it's like, y'all didn't see this coming? Y'all didn't know it was going to rain?
Didn't see it coming. Did you, CultureCon? And they said, no.
We get through the line. And what do we realize?
The majority of it's outside.
The majority of CultureCon event is held outside.
And we were like, wait a minute. Now,
why would y'all do that?
Thinking, well, once we're inside, we're good.
Yeah, once we're inside, we're Gucci. Yeah.
And then we turn the corner, we enter in, and it's still outside. And we back outside still. And we're like, we fucked up.
We done fucked up. Now what? And now what didn't look like it was many people there either. So we were like, what the fuck is going on?
What was really apparent, though, was how almost everybody had a protective style.
Yeah, they all knew.
Except for us.
No, there were a lot of people with natural hair out, actually. Because I kept seeing everybody's curls, and I was evaluating what theirs looked like in comparison to ours. A lot of people had wash and goes, which worked out for them as well.
Yeah, mine was
drawn
up.
Well, we ended up hearing... What is it? Nene. We ended up overhearing this girl. We were hiding under a tent because we didn't know what to do. They had some food trucks. So we were like, first stop, coffee. That's number one. Then we'll get to...
Because it was in the morning. We
talking. Oh, yeah. It started at like 9. So we got there right on time, but we had to stand in line, and things don't always start on time. So I don't think we even missed much. No. But we got some coffee. But before we got coffee, we overheard this girl asking somebody that was like volunteering or working for CultureCon, standing around. They were like, "We're not from here. We've never been to New York, and this is my first time at CultureCon. Where do I go? What do I do?" So I'm like, all ears.
Same. We're in that same boat.
What you gonna tell her? Because we need to know. And she was like, "Yeah, there's but I couldn't quite hear her. So then we asked the same girl. I was like, we're in the same boat. Where do we go? Then she told us that the majority of the stuff is held inside the CultureCon on the main stage. It was inside, y'all. Thank you, Lord. Now, there was still a lot of stuff outside, but we just didn't get to participate in a lot of that. So, but the majority of the stuff was inside. Who do we see inside, sis? Who were some of the speakers that we saw, if you haven't followed our stories?
Oh, yeah. I know I was telling James about it, and I was forgetting one person. But we saw Terrell Grice from the Terrell Show on YouTube.
Yes. I loved seeing him.
I know. He was, he's hilarious anyways. He did excellent. We saw Marseille Martin from Grownish.
Yep.
And
she was cute as pie.
We saw Issa Rae.
Yes.
And then who was the fourth person that we saw?
That was it.
That was it?
Yep.
I thought it was 4.
Jada Waiter was there. We're too old for Jada Waiter, but she was there. She looked cute. There was another girl that was up there. I got a lot from that
panel.
That panel. They like some of the things that they had were panels to where they had multiple people sitting on stage with a CultureCon interviewer or an interviewer of some sort. And those were good. And then some of them were just interview style to where it's just one person up there. Like Issa Rae, she had the stage to herself, both of Kills. But the panel was Terrell up there with Jada Waiter and Jada and this other girl who's on YouTube. I had never heard of her, and I can't think of her name, but she was really good, and it was just really motivating, and like it got me and Jess to talking while they're up there, like thinking of like, okay, we can try something like this, or we should be doing this. We should, So it was. I think it did everything it was supposed to do.
Oh yeah,
honestly,
yeah.
I got so much out of it. I felt so inspired when we left. At one point we'll get back to Issa Rae. I know y'all waiting on that. But at one point during one of the sessions, they were doing this podcast session, which I wasn't sure if any of it would be directed towards podcasting, if I'm being honest. And the host asked you to raise your hand if you have a podcast. So of course we raised our hand, and we raised our hand, and somebody behind us, this girl behind us, tapped on my shoulder soon after that. And she was like, "You guys have a podcast?" And I was like, "Yeah." And she was like, "What's the name of it? What's it about? Tell me." And then the girl sitting next to me turned like, "I want to hear too." And then the girl next to her was listening. It was just cute. We exchanged numbers, and she actually works for MSN.
BC.
MSNBC. Girl, I keep wanting to say CNN something. MSNBC. And she's like the producer over their podcasts or something like that. I was like, what? So that was cool. So we exchanged information with her. And then the girl sitting next to Jess was really sweet. What was her name?
Alethea, I think.
Okay, yeah.
She was from Toronto.
She was from Toronto. She's Jamaican.
She was very sweet.
Cute. Yeah.
Pretty locks.
Yeah.
Pretty teeth. And she was kind of just like chiming in on some of the stuff that we were talking about. And then she asked us, what we were there for. And we're like, oh, we have a podcast. And she said, oh, really? What's it called? Blah, blah, blah. She looked it up. She followed us on Spotify. So she might listen to this. Hey, girl. We took a picture with her, put it in our stories. Yeah. And, we just kind of hung out with her for a good chunk of it. So she was very sweet.
Yeah. It was good. I mean, I don't know if you saw this or not, Jess, but if you guys haven't seen it, when Issa Rae was on stage, she was being interviewed by it was an American Express sponsored session of CultureCon. And my mind, you know how my mind be working. I've got multiple things. I'm
confused as to where you're going with this.
Well, I don't think you know about this, which is good. But in my second mind, I was thinking, oh, we should do it. No, I'm going to remind you so I don't forget the second one.
Okay.
We should do what did you take away from this? From CultureCon. Okay. Keep that. You hold on to that and I'll give you this. Nod, so I know you hear me.
Oh.
Such an ass. Okay. So it was a session by American Express, and this black woman who could easily pass for white.
She was very white passing.
She's worked for American Express for almost 30 years. And so she was up there interviewing Issa Rae. So she introduces her and she says, Issa Rae. And we're like, uh-oh, who this? Issa didn't correct her.
Which I was shocked about.
I was shocked because that is so Issa to correct her immediately. She said it maybe 3 or 4 times. Girl, the crowd ends up correcting her. Issa! Her name is Issa! Girl, why did it end up on the Shade Room?
You lying.
Mm-mm. And one of our listeners sent it to us too.
You fucking lying.
She was like, were y'all here for this? I was like, absolutely. We were one of the people yelling. We were one of the several people correcting this heifer. And she messed it up twice after we corrected her. Well, once more after we corrected her. But
you are lying.
It ended up on the Shade Room.
One thing I'll say about that interview in particular, they needed someone. So like a lot of the interviews that were on stage beforehand, whether it be the panels or the individuals, they found someone who was a peer to the person.
And familiar.
Correct. So it's not just, I'm reading a card. What does this say?
Yeah. What your album? What was it called? These people already were like hip to who they were interviewing.
Knows who you are, what you've done. They are a fan and they know what questions we want answered. Okay. With this American Express woman, I don't remember her name and it does not matter. But she probably knows of Issa Rae, but clearly she don't know enough to know how her name is pronounced. That's number one. Number two, she was so not equipped to do this interview. Her mic kept straying and she's talking. And we're like,
she's talking. We can't hear nothing she was saying. It was so distracting.
Then she kept pronouncing her name wrong.
Yeah.
Then people were correcting her and then she's having to, people make mistakes. It's just like, it was a disservice to the interview that was supposed to be being had for such a big name that was on the stage.
Yeah. And it made me question the whole legitimacy
out of it.
Yeah. It made me question the whole legitimacy of the partnership because Issa Rae is partnered with American Express and she's talking about all this work that they do and Issa being a part of their team. And it's like, well, you don't even know how to pronounce her name. So how authentic is this? So that was annoying. But I mean, of course, Issa and all that she had to give and share was
Gold, but you know
gold. She's hilarious. She looked beautiful. She acted like herself. At one point, she had to take her jacket off because she was drunk. She didn't act drunk or anything. It was just funny that she said that. She was like, I'm getting warm.
Hot.
Yeah.
With the jacket on.
Yeah. It was just a really good time. We got stopped a lot because we're twins, obviously. People, are y'all twins? Y'all sisters? Y'all twins? You know.
Yeah. We wore coordinating outfits, if you didn't know that.
We did wear coordinating outfits.
And the founder of CultureCon was on stage a few times and spoke and kind of told her origin story, which was interesting.
Yeah. Which would be my main takeaway, I think, from this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We'll go into it then.
Okay, well, she got on stage and was basically saying, okay, so she started this CultureCon, which I don't know how many people were there. Probably 1,000. I don't know how many people. I don't know how many people actually bought tickets. I'm sure people didn't show up because of the weather. They did sell out. They did sell out, but I don't know how many tickets were sold. And they did it twice this year too, so that's also an accolade. Anywho, she was basically talking about how she had this idea that she wanted to start, but she kept in her mind pushing it off because she wanted it to look a certain way or to be a certain way. She wanted to have 200 people at an event. And so she was like, okay, I'm not ready yet. I need 200 people and I need it to be a success. So at some point she realized, or somebody gave her advice. Her boss gave her some advice and told her, why don't you invite 10 people over to your house? You already pay rent. Have a good meal or something for them to eat, some tacos or whatever to eat. Have them over and get it started. Just do it. Don't wait. Just do it. And that's what she ended up doing. And now it's CultureCon and it's successful. And she's got sponsors. She's got Issa Rae on her stage. Tiana Taylor was there. We didn't get to hear Tiana Taylor. There were other stars there too. We don't know everybody, child. We old. But yeah, so I think that was one of my biggest takeaways. Just do it. Like, don't think so much about it. Just put it out there, see how it's received. If it flops, it flops.
I think that's kind of, we did that with this podcast.
Yeah, we did.
Because when we were in talks of starting it, I think we were wanting to wait for, should we wait for this? Should we wait for that? And we're like, let's just do it.
Just do it.
Just do it.
And we did.
And I'm glad we did. We just jumped in head first.
Yeah.
I would say my biggest takeaway was a lot of the people that were on stage at different points in time kind of rang true to the same message of authenticity. So you get online, you're promoting yourself as something, but what separates you apart from everyone else and what keeps people coming back to you specifically is your authenticity. Like you could be talking about the same exact thing as someone else, but the way that you do it is only going to be provided by you.
Yes.
And so I thought that was pretty powerful.
I agree, sis.
Because if you think about it, there's so many podcasts out there.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of them cover, Black entertainment.
Yeah.
But, you guys come to listen to us.
Yeah.
So there's something that we're doing that other people are not doing, or there's a pull of some kind to our authenticity that keeps
y'all coming back, thirsting for us, if you will.
Now, I didn't need you to add on to what I was already saying. My voice is clearly not strong today.
Yeah, I can hear it.
It's giving, I'm leaving you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye now.
I'll see you in a couple days.
Well, we didn't sleep as well as we typically do on weekends. And
we shared a bed.
We did share a bed, her and I. Loved it. She snored me into, I don't know. She snored
another dimension.
Another dimension that was not sleep. And but we spent most of our time outside of CultureCon in Harlem, and everything was so walkable.
It was a blast.
Sis,
Absolute
just so
blast.
It was just the weather was nice. After it rained, it stopped raining,
after the rain,
and then
it stopped.
the temp dropped, but we were prepared for that because it's similar to like weather in the Midwest. So we were prepared for that.
Yeah, we had layers and
yeah, we ate good. Like where our cousin's apartment is, it's literally you can walk across the street. It's got a French restaurant that she goes to often. She's a regular there. You can totally tell. The food was delicious, and the drinks phenomenal. Just a vibe. You could walk here, walk there. There's just so many different things, and she's used to just staying in her area and then she'll take the subway to work, and it's just very cool.
Extremely
very cool.
Just as I was driving through, first of all, the downtown area, I didn't realize continued for so long.
Girl, I tried to get pictures of it and it just never ended.
I was just like, wait, this is still it? Like, I just could not believe it. Then we were kind of near like Central Park area, and that gave a different feel. And I was just like, oh, this is just so iconic. So it's just, it was incredible. We'll definitely plan another trip there again, hopefully with no event, just to go, just
so we can spend time,
some more time with her, and to see more of the city. Yeah,
we want to see downtown. We didn't get to experience any of that. We saw Brooklyn because CultureCon was there, but we didn't get to explore it either. So she said, well, she'll make sure we get all of that and whatnot. But that was our CultureCon experience. So again, thank you guys for just the love and support you all give. This seems really mushy of us, but it's necessary because I can't believe people be tuning in to hear us yap, bitch,
about bullshit.
Where I'm thinking I'm going to try to come to South by. I think that'll be our next venture for the podcast as far as like networking and stuff.
In Austin.
So I'm going to try to go to South by Southwest in Austin. I've been trying to go anyway, but after talking to our cousin, she was like, it's good for networking. So I was like, oh, okay, well, that's all I need is an excuse, Miss Mamas. Well, and it's in March, right? So we'll see. All right, girl, let's get into some gossip.
Okay.
All right.
Ooh. Spill it, sis.
Okay, well, let's start it off with a little drama. This I did not expect.
Oh.
I think everybody knows that Drake's album dropped for all the dogs.
Oh, yeah.
This has been an awaited project. He's been talking about this, I feel like, for fucking forever. Just drop it already so we can move on. Yeah. I have not listened to it, nor do I plan to listen to it. I'm going to be honest. I may like hear some tracks and maybe like them if they're on the radio or something, but I can't remember the last time I went and listened to an entire Drake album. So
I'll give it a listen. I give most albums that have some interest a complete listen. Now, whether I go back to it or not, that's a different
another
story,
thing.
But I'll give it a listen.
Okay, well then you can let us know your thoughts and tell us if you agree with this. Well, okay. So he released the album, and Joe Budden, who has the Joe Budden podcast, if y'all hear little tick, 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 tick noises, that's my dog walking on the hardwood floor. She demanded to come in.
Wait, is that Beyonce, the song Tiptoeing on My Hardwood Floor? Somebody tiptoeing.
That sounds familiar.
But that's Cookie right now. Go ahead.
She just laid down. I think she'd be good. Well, Joe Budden, he has the Joe Budden podcast. And he typically does give his thoughts on different albums that come out, music and stuff like that. Now, Tracy's a huge fan of the Joe Budden podcast, and he listens to every episode. I think he's a Patreon member. Like, it's serious. And Joe's podcast is very popular. But I think that people go to him to hear his critiques and stuff like that on music because they value his opinion. Mm-hmm. So he's not going on there solely to trash talk. Right. Like, he is a trash talker. That's just his personality, but he's going to give his honest opinion, whether he's cool with you or not. Mm-hmm. And as an artist, you just got to be ready.
You got to take it on the chin.
Take it on the chin and move on. Well, let me tell you some of the things that Joe Budden thought about the album that he said on his podcast. He said, Drake is rapping for the children. I had to look up how old this nigga was when I finished listening to the album. He was like, you're going to be 37 years old at the end of the month. Get the fuck away from some of these younger niggas and stop fucking with these 25-year-olds. Why are you still out here fucking 25-year-olds? You're a 37-year-old billionaire.
What?
So I didn't watch the whole chunk of them talking about Drake's album.
Okay.
I was in the airport, so I kept having to take my earphone out and like,
to hear the announcements.
Are they boarding? Yeah. So like, then they end up switching gates. Girl, I had to pay attention, but I did listen to a good majority of Joe and the rest of the people. Melissa wasn't on there. I wonder where she was. Anywho, talking about the album. It sounds like they all were kind of in agreement that it was just kind of like
same consensus.
And what I will say is Joe didn't seem to care for it, but he realized like he's not making music for me anymore. And he ain't hitting hard. He ain't doing no hard hitters, no one-liners like you used to. Like you're not getting that from Drake right now. And we may not ever again. But he did say something along the lines of, Drake has given me enough to where if he doesn't give me any more, I'm okay with that.
Oh, wow. That's
which is a compliment.
Yeah.
And then he went on to say, like, that's my boy. Like, I'm not trashing him, but the album just wasn't what we thought it was going to be. And then he did go on to trash him just a tad. I mean, he's talking about him fucking 25-year-olds, blah, blah, blah. So without hearing the album, because I really can't speak to what Joe is saying about the album because I haven't given it a listen yet. But I have noticed that Drake has kind of, I don't know if he's transformed, because that was another thing Joe was saying. That he's not growing. His music isn't growing. Like he's still in the, like he's saying, like you're 37, but your music isn't going anywhere. You're still back in.
It's not evolving.
I have 25-year-old friends. We're still going out to the club. It's like, well, what about music for adults, for the grown people? But also Drake is in his young boy bag. So these are the people that are going to be, this is what they're wanting from him. And he makes hella money doing it. So why stop? Yeah. So it's kind of like you're on the fence there. For me personally, Drake doesn't make music for me anymore. He used to. And back when he was making it for 25-year-olds, because we were actually 25, I was there. Now I've grown up and I'm just like, yeah.
He was 25
and it made sense. But yeah.
Is he older than us, sis?
Drake? He's about to be 37.
So. I didn't think he was
just a year. Just a year.
I thought he was younger, like by a lot.
No, I never thought he was younger than us. Okay. Well, Drake snapped back. And oh boy, did he snap back.
Oh no, what did he say?
Okay, let me tell you what he said, and then I can also wrap it back around to something that we've talked about previously on last week's episode, I believe.
Oh God.
No, it's fine. Okay, this is what he put on Instagram. I think this is Instagram. Yeah, this is Instagram. He added Joe Budden. It's kind of long, but bear with me. He said, "You have failed at music. You left it behind to do what you were doing in this clip." He's talking about the clip from the podcast. Okay. You left it behind to do what you were doing in this clip because this is what actually pays your bills. For any artist watching this, just remember you are watching a failure give their opinion on his idea of a recipe for success. A quitter give their opinion on how to achieve longevity. You switched careers because the things that pop into your brain had you broke, living check to check. And the raps you write had 450 men showing up to your shows in dusty NYC jeans to screw up their face.
Jessica, I need you to start over because I was not ready for this. Okay. I did not expect it to be.
He was going in. Sis, I'm not even halfway. I'm almost halfway. But it gets
Start
worse.
over. No,
okay.
I need you to start over.
Okay. Joe Budden.
Okay.
You have failed at music. You left it behind to do what you were doing in this clip because this is what actually pays your bills. For those that don't know, Joe Budden was a rapper long time ago, and now he is a podcast
and
host,
wasn't like
owner.
a rapper that you like. Ooh, like he wasn't a lyrical genius. So
yeah, he kind of was to certain people.
Was
Yes, he
he?
was. Yeah, I mean, he wasn't a Jay-Z. See, this is where we get into trouble because we're not rap heads, and then Tracy be coming at our necks because he's like, actually, he's the best rapper of all time, and
he would not say that about Joe.
He
Budden.
wouldn't say that about Joe Budden, but Joe did have lyrics. Yeah, he did, and that's why he was popular. But that's where Drake is getting at. He's like, you had 450 loyal fans. Joe, maybe he was a bit, he was a pump it up. But then he actually had music that I think we don't have to go down that lane because neither one of us are in our rap bag, if we're being honest.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, I'll start over again. You have failed at music. You left it behind to do what you were doing in this clip because this is what actually pays your bills. For any artist watching this, just remember you are watching a failure give their opinion on his idea of a recipe for success. A quitter give their opinion on how to achieve longevity. Good God.
I mean, he is eating him up.
Eating him up alive. Okay? He said, you switched careers because the things that pop into your brain had you broke, living check to check. And the raps you write had 450 men showing up to your shows in dusty NYC jeans to screw up their face to mood music 29 and pretend you are the GOAT. Please, to any artist that's doing what they feel is right, don't let these opinions affect your mindset after the fact. This guy is the poster child for frustration and surrendering. You retired and we never hung up your jersey. We don't even remember your number.
Okay.
We know you for doing this. You withdrew from rap, not because you accomplished all that you need to. It's because it wasn't working for you. I never want anybody in the generations to think that the whole everybody's entitled to their opinion is a real thing. This is a man projecting his own self-hate and the fact I did and continue to do everything he wanted to do for himself. If you need it, put in simpler terms, I own a 767. He owns a modest house in the 973 and flies first class on special occasions. Mm-hmm.
Basically.
Flies first class on special occasions. So he's saying that he owns a 767, which is a plane.
A plane.
But this nigga only rides first class sometimes for weddings.
That's the line that you got stuck on, sis?
Girl, there's so many.
You want to analyze?
Well, I looked up 973 because I was like, where is that? Like, what area code is that? Girl, it's New Jersey. Newark, New Jersey.
Oh, no. Not even.
That was a lot.
Okay. That was
a lot.
Almost overkill. He was dead from the first line.
He was
already like done. The first line was all I needed. That was it. He was already in the ground. Then he said, "No. You're gonna listen to the rest of this." Wait, it was
the adding it.
It was one of those.
Wait. No. He absolutely killed him. He killed him, and then brought him back to life, and then fuck that nigga, kill that nigga, bring him back, kill him again. Gucci. Yeah, it was one of those.
That was brutal.
It was brutal.
He came for every piece.
He came for every piece.
Crumbs.
He left absolutely no crumbs. That hurt my feelings, and he's not even talking about me. And he added Joe.
Added him. So
Joe Budden responded. You want to hear his response?
No, he did not. Okay, I would have slowly backed into the background. You know that meme of Homer Simpson going back into them bushes, disappear? That's me. Mm-hmm. I'm not coming back out to say Nathan.
Mm-hmm.
What did he say, sis?
It was very short and sweet. He said, "You'll grow up sooner or later. Father Time is undefeated." That's not good enough. But Joe also really don't give a fuck.
You don't think he does? You don't think he's been thinking about this? I think
he may have been salty reading it. I think he may have been salty reading it and then left it there. He'll probably have something to say about it on his next episode. But also, this is so smart. It had me tuning in to that, at least that part of the podcast. I don't listen to Joe Budden's podcast. All of this gives him the listens, the revenue, the all that he's looking for.
At what expense? Your entire
integrity.
Manhood.
Oh, it's not his manhood. He finna keep it pushing. Joe Budden don't give a fuck.
You think?
Absolutely.
Okay. I don't know him well enough, clearly.
Okay.
But to me, even if I was the toughest woman alive, that would have absolutely struck me to the core.
The thing is, Joe's probably going to end up having the last word because he has this platform where people go to listen to him directly. So like, your booty hurt because I didn't like your funky ass album, and this is how you come back at me. And I think maybe Drake was really hurt about it because they are cool. But also, you can't expect for everybody to like your stuff. Like, and it's not like Joe singled him out, because I know that Joe does reviews on other people's albums and he doesn't always like theirs either. Like Cardi B got mad because of something that Joe said about her new album. Or no, it was Bongos, not the album, the song.
The song. He
wasn't feeling it, and she was hurt by that. And now Drake is kind of mimicking something a woman did. Like the reaction is kind of... This all goes back to what Charlamagne was saying, what we talked about on last week's episode? I'm pretty sure it was. About him just being sensitive.
We do know that Drake is sensitive.
Yes. He's sensitive.
Yes, he is.
Let me read you what somebody said on Twitter. They said, Joe Budden said, "Hey man, your music isn't growing." And Drake's response was, "I own a plane."
Now, huh?
And then somebody else said Joe Budden on his podcast basically telling Drake to act old, hang out with old niggas, and get burnt out is probably the worst advice I ever heard someone earnestly give another person.
Not earnestly. Okay, that was funny.
Those are good. I liked them.
Oh my!
I don't think he's saying go hang with old niggas. I think he's just saying like, I need more from you. I need you to grow. I need you to like step it up a little bit. Yeah. Okay, so then I saw...
Not more.
Well, these two are just kind of related to Drake. Okay. So I was like, I'll just throw these in as bonuses. But on the album, there was something about him possibly taking a shot at Rihanna. And then I read that wasn't the first time that he's taken shots at her on albums. I don't know what the reasoning would be, but there was speculation that it's like he wants her life, so he wants to be ASAP Rocky so damn bad. She's up sitting around with her kids, and her one album named Anti from 2016. He has a verse on his fourth track on the album, and it says, I'm anti, yeah, and the sex was average with you. Yeah, I'm anti because I had it with you. So it's almost like he's implying that he fucked her.
Right. And saying that it was just okay.
Basically. So somebody said Drake disses makes reference. They had a typo. Drake disses makes reference about Rihanna almost every album. At this point, it's an ongoing trope in his music, so who cares? She has two beautiful black children that don't have to work extra hard to overcompensate for the one drop rule that will forever haunt him. He can't take the hits, sis. It's too many people coming at him. He can't do this. Somebody else said, taking shots at Rihanna while she's happy raising her own family just because it isn't with you is peak loser behavior.
Is he sliding down?
He's like
the pole, like the banana split. What's going on here? It's like
damn near, bitch.
He's like crumbling.
Well, then he came out and said he's going to take a hiatus from music. And I was wondering, is it from the backlash from this album? Like, people ain't feeling you right now? But then he said he needed to focus on his health. He said he's been having stomach issues for a long time. That's another thing Joe Budden started talking about on the podcast. He made like a slick comment about the stomach issues. He was like, 37-year-olds don't have stomach issues. In other words, he thinks he's going to go get some work done and come back.
What work?
Girl, they think he got his body done. We've talked about that.
Oh yeah, the fake.
Girl, they talked about all of this, which is why Drake is upset. He was talking about we cool. I just don't like the album. No, you went a little further than that.
You went further than that,
and I didn't even finish listening to it. So who knows where else he took a turn? But yeah, Drake said he's going to take. He may take a hiatus. Let me tell you exactly how long he said. He said, I've been having the craziest problems for years with my stomach. I'm just saying what it is. So I need to focus on my health and I need to get right. And I'm going to do that. I have a lot of other things that I would love to focus on. So I'm going to lock the door in the studio for a little bit. I don't know what a little bit is. Maybe a year or so, maybe a little longer.
A year?
That's what he said. No music. That might be good. He's been oversaturating us with a whole bunch of shit. We're good. I think that's good.
What's he going to do in the meantime? Just be
fucking bitches, girl.
Dotting around?
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably.
Alrighty. Yeah, the one drop rule got me, sis. You know he wants to prove he's black so bad.
I know.
Okay. Was one of those a listener suggestion?
Yeah, I didn't mention that. I'm sorry. One of our listeners sent us the Drake Joe Budden thing. I was like, girl, I already got it on the list. Thank you.
Oh, okay. Yes. Cool. Yikes. Well.
All right, let's get into some drive-by.
Okay. This is something you were not expecting. This was not on your bingo card.
Okay. I see Baby Phat.
Kimora Lee Simmons.
No, boy.
She is resurrecting Baby Phat. She's not. Bitch, I am not making this up. She is putting together a fall release of Baby Phat. And it is definitely going to be a huge callback to the early 2000s Baby Phat. Girl, that same Siamese cat logo and all.
Oh, no.
Velour.
That's what I was hoping she'd ditch.
Velour.
I was going to say all velour tracksuits.
Jasmine.
Which I could see people wearing those, but I don't want no damn cat on them. And I don't need Baby Phat on it either.
Who tapped her on the shoulder and said, you know what we need in the fashion world? Kimora, we need Baby Phat back.
Stop. She said 90s.
No one.
I'm back on top. Here I go. I need the income. Russell ain't sending me no money. He ain't sending these kids no money.
Jasmine. Baby Phat, sis?
Okay. Bitch. You gonna get one?
No.
We used to have one. They weren't Baby Phat.
Website? Yeah. Well, I take a browse at the website, absolutely. Just to see what it's hitting for.
Okay.
Will I purchase
And they're going to be expensive.
It looks like she actually stressed that it was going to be pretty affordable, like $50 to $100 pieces.
That's expensive to me. Okay.
Not really. But I did notice that they have plus size. Well, she's mid-size. Let's be honest. She's a mid-size model. So she may have some plus size pieces. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Y'all check it out.
I would hope so. This 2023. You got to include the big girls. Most of us are big girls.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, this going to make you gag.
Oh, no. I don't want to gag.
I know you always say that anything you ever hear about Kevin Gates.
No! I don't want to hear about him.
Is forced. Here you go. I'm forcing it. This was too good not to share. Kevin Gates.
I don't believe you.
Had a concert recently. I think it was this past weekend. A fan was brought onto stage.
Oh my God.
A woman who was a little bit pregnant. Okay. A little bit. They say allegedly she was a couple months pregnant. He brings her up, holds her hand, and he's asking her. And it was kind of hard to understand because people were cheering in the crowd. But bits and pieces that I could hear, he was asking her, can I do anything to you? And she was like, yeah. He said anything. And she was like, yeah. So he's leading her over to this chair, sits her down. Girl, a folding chair. And he stands behind her. And then he's like kind of rubbing her face and stuff. And she's looking back at him. And he told her to open her mouth. And he spit into her mouth. Not just like I don't know. It was a loogie. That dropped from way up here into her mouth. And then she sat up and she's wiping her mouth off. I guess spit got on her face. Who knows, child? She just may just be like, I'm about to gag. I'm pregnant. I can't do this. But he asked her, like, did she like it? And she was like, yeah. Just gotta speak up. Say something. What?
Why did you feel like this was too good to pass up? I could have easily passed
too good to pass up because he just spit in a girl's mouth and the internet went wild. They're like, wait a minute. During COVID years, while the vid is still out here
alive and well.
And you're pregnant?
What does her being pregnant have to do with it?
Okay, so people were saying, because I was kind of wondering the same thing, like, okay, like if she nasty, she nasty. But basically they're like, with COVID going around and he's swapping spit and then she's pregnant, but then also, let me find what they were saying. Hold on, let me see if I can find. But y'all remember, this is the same nigga that would drink his ex's piss for funsies, so, you know. Everybody in the crowd, they weren't into it. Like, I think people expect stuff like this from Kevin Gates, but people were at this concert grossed out.
Because you're going too far now. It's been too far for me personally.
I think
if it's too far for your fan base, it's
too far for everybody. I think what they were most upset about was, it's like, this is not the time to be swapping spit with a lot of just random people and you're pregnant. So if you get sick, like, what the fuck you gonna do? But also, it's Kevin Gates. And that's what people were really focused on. You gonna let Kevin Gates, not just anybody spit in your mouth. You gonna let Kevin Gates spit in your mouth? I mean, because there's things that you can give by mouth too to people. Yeah. Cold sores, whatever, girl. I mean, and so they were like, how irresponsible.
What did she do with the spit? She swallowed it?
She swallowed it.
Bye.
She swallowed it.
Goodbye.
Wiped it off like, that was tasty. What grossed me out was, I'm sure it had to hit her tongue or something once it hit her mouth.
And it was cold.
It was cold. If I were to spit in a cup, you couldn't pay me to put that spit back in my mouth. And that's my spit. You think I want somebody else's spit hitting the back of my tongue? Unknown? What's it tasting like? What's that breath talking about? Hello? And she was pregnant too.
I'm definitely gag worthy.
It's nasty.
Moving on.
No. Moving on. Okay, she's over it. She's done. Okay.
This will make you laugh at least.
I was wondering. I saw the name and I was like, what now? What they into? Has the season started? Okay, I'll let you introduce.
You said it has, but I haven't seen that notification for it.
I don't think it has yet.
Mia Thornton from Housewives of Potomac.
Okay.
She filed for separation from Gordon. Big G.
You lying?
No, ma'am. Now, Gordon got on the internet. He figured out how to work it
because he
recorded a video of himself. He's 71. Okay. He recorded a video of himself, and he basically said that he was blindsided by this filing, and he feels like she married him for his money,
and then no fucking he ain't got no money. And now found out he ain't got no money.
And now that they're having money trouble because they're closing all those clinics. Now he's not even really a part of it anymore. Yeah. So now he doesn't even have.
She got housewives
access to all his money. So she's like, oh, well, what the fuck I need
Deuces.
You for? Well, they've always he also said in the video that he told her that he doesn't mind if she has little side pieces here and there. He gave her the freedom to do that because he feels like, due to his age, that he's not going to be able to satisfy her, you know, physically. And he said, that's fine, but just be honest with me.
She said, no.
I
want you gone.
He said she was still sneaking around. And, you know, he said when he would be out of town on business or whatever, he would see calls at 2 a.m. And he's like, you know, I see the call logs. I pay the bill.
Wow.
I see it. I know what's going on here.
Oh, God.
And he was basically like, you know, now she's saying that she's found someone else that she wants to be with, and she's going to go be with this other person, that she's going to marry him and blah, 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 blah. Huh? And so he thinks that she's found an upgrade. Mm-hmm. And that's why
absolutely
she's gonna end up with this other guy. But he's just hurt because he's thinking about the kids. It's starting to negatively affect the kids and yada 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 yada. But Gordon, are you shocked?
Yeah,
you cannot possibly be shocked.
I don't know why he didn't see this coming. Didn't see it coming. Did you, Gordon?
Did you, G? Because she was always super young, super slutty, like ready to fuck whoever was walking.
Was she?
And ready to spend your money. Your man. Like,
your man.
I don't understand, like, why is he thinking, oh, no, she really, really did love me. Did she?
And she may have loved him. I think she tolerated him, really. He was embarrassing. Mm-hmm. He was so embarrassing.
He was embarrassing.
And once that ping stops working, she looking at him like, well, now what? I can invite other people in, but I still got to come home and sleep with your old ass. So that's interesting. Okay. That's,
wow. So
I guess we'll see that play out.
Huge part
on
of the
Potomac.
storyline.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if because if this is happening now, it may not be a part of the season. I don't know.
We'll see. They pick the cameras back up. They've been doing that a lot lately on shows.
And they may have.
Or it could have been playing out like, and then you see it coming, but they're announcing it now because the show's about to come out. That could be it too.
Fair. Yeah.
So. Okay, this was cutesy. 21 Savage. He is now a permanent U.S. resident. Remember, he wasn't a resident before?
No.
He's from Canada.
Oh.
And then he got into that what's it called? ICE case. He was detained by ICE. This was several years ago. I want to say it was 2019. Okay. I don't know if it says in the same. Oh, yeah. It was a high-profile immigration case in 2019 that brought attention to his British nationality. So he's not Canadian. He's British. Oops. Anywho, he originally moved to Atlanta at the age of 7. And he had to go through this legal process in order to be a U.S. citizen. So that means and I didn't realize this, he wasn't able to travel out of the country or anything because of this case. So he was stuck right here. And he became a permanent U.S. citizen. And I think Drake played a part in helping him get his green card. Jay-Z also played a part in helping him resolve these legal issues. And he got to perform in Canada for the first time. He got to perform internationally for the first time. He's never performed outside of the country, but he performed in Canada. Girl, is he from Canada?
I don't know.
I thought he was.
I don't know.
Then why is it saying British?
Just, I don't know.
Oh, okay.
If it says
British,
I'm wondering,
is my
British.
Geography off here? That's why I'm asking you.
Canada is under British rule, but I don't think that means anything.
Yeah, because I knew he was from Canada, and then he even made this video about like coming home.
Okay,
when he performed. Yeah. Okay. Ooh, that threw me for a loop.
Yeah,
he's from London. No,
bitch. Where
girl?
Is he from?
He's from London, and the performance was also in London. All right, well, I gotta mess that up.
So Canada was no.
Why am I thinking Canada? It was with Drake. Maybe that's why I'm thinking Canada. It definitely says visiting the UK.
Goodbye.
It definitely says he visited the UK. So, where am I getting Canada? And I definitely told our cousin's roommate that he was from Canada. With
She's not
confidence
thinking about
this morning.
this.
With
She's not
confidence,
thinking
I
about
told her because she asked me. I was like, "Oh, girl, he from Canada." Lies, spies, and
And she
allies.
still
And I
believes
got
it to
our
this day.
listeners thinking the same. Okay, he's from the UK. All right, well. So yes,
Doja
so we got
Cat,
to
she
perform.
back.
Go ahead. She back what? What?
She
With
back
them
fucking
sneakers?
shit up.
Skechers with her Skechers on, loud and proud.
You know, this is not. It has nothing to do with her collaboration with Skechers. Now, one thing I
She
could
may have
see
been
though
wearing
that
them,
this could fuck up her bag with Skechers. If anything.
If what she's already done hasn't, I don't see it happening. I don't know what she could do that's
Well,
any worse.
You know, when people come for the Jews, and it's like, you're out of there.
She didn't
She
learn from
posted a couple pictures, actually. It was like a couple different angles of herself sitting in a car, and she's wearing a t-shirt. The t-shirt has... Girl, okay, I'm going to try and describe it.
Just show us.
You
Take a
know
picture of it
how-
with your phone and show us.
No. I'm trying to describe what the picture looks like on the t-shirt. So you know how when you get a cake and then they print a picture and
God.
it's the edible picture on top?
It's a school.
That's what it's looking like.
Okay.
But it's a picture of this guy named Sam Hyde,
Okay.
who is a neo-Nazi. He's white. We saw this coming.
Yeah.
She really has a thing for mediocre to ugly white men.
Oh, yeah.
She is foaming at the mouth for them. And he is holding what seems to be an AR-15 or some large weapon. And she's taken multiple shots, and it's really like making
In the
sure
shirt.
the shirt is prominent in the pictures.
Okay.
So people recognized him. Would I have recognized him? No.
Maybe she don't know who it is.
Jess, yes, she does. Yes, she does. You think she just bought this store in Walmart?
About the shirt in Walmart. I mean, no,
Yes,
it could have been in any store, but I mean, she bought it somewhere and she may have just thought like, oh, this is cool. She may not know who it is on the shirt.
She knows who it is, sis.
Okay.
Absolutely, she knows who it is.
Okay.
And people were
Mad.
not happy about it. One person said Doja Cat been weird, but the music ate so bad I had to chalk up the chat room feet shenanigans up to fake news. But this is getting ridiculous. Remember, way back there was that chat room debacle about her
White
talking
supremacy
with all these
in the white
racist-
supremacy groups.
It's coming. It's flooding back, Miss Girl. Someone else said Doja Cat really has deep-rooted issues as a woman, and she thinks being an edgelord for ugly white men makes her different.
Shit.
Then this other person said, "Oh, girl, I can't keep defending you."
Oh, it's true. We
They're
can't
through,
keep doing
sis.
this with you, sis.
They're through. The kittens
She's
are
trying to be
tired.
different. She's trying to be like out there, controversial.
Too far. It's
But
way
if you
too
didn't
far.
learn nothing from Kanye, and bitch, you ain't Kanye. I can tell you that right now.
Not
Ain't
even
never
close.
gonna be. So if Kanye was canceled, losing deals and shit, bitch, Skechers will drop you like a bad fucking habit. And they ain't gonna think about you again. Adidas is thinking about Kanye day and night.
They are. Yep, having dreams about him. Z's.
Day and night. Ain't nobody thinking about Doja, bitch. You kidding me? She tried it.
Skechers, what's the word? Reputation is hanging on by a thread as
As it is. They got
don't
her
need a scandal.
thinking she was the one, and she really ain't. And it makes me want to
They
go
do
on
not need a
Instagram,
scandal.
follow her so I can unfollow her.
What?
Just so the number jumps. That's what it makes me want to do. Okay, you got an update? Because we've got PSAs we want to do.
Yeah. Okay, so y'all remember when we talked a couple weeks ago about the Maui wildfire fund that
with Oprah.
Dwayne The Rock Johnson and Oprah were trying to crowdsource for. And then they got bad backlash. Well, The Rock, in his very genuine fashion, he recorded a video. It started out as basically an update on the fund for the people that did donate.
Okay.
And he was just basically like, well, I have some excellent news, about the Maui Fund. The first round of payments are going out to those who need it. It's going to be able
Just
to help them
now?
so much. Girl, I don't know.
They needed it like a month ago, 2 months ago. How long was it?
Couldn't tell you.
Okay.
But he was like, and there'll be more to come. We want to thank you guys so much. Being Polynesian, it just really touches me and blah, 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 blah. Then he got to the end of the video and he said, now I'm going to address this as well. I did see, because I see everything that you guys say, I did see the backlash that we got. And he said, and that was a mistake that I made. He was like, I understand how it came off. A lot of you are probably not financially well off. Some of you are living paycheck to paycheck. He said money's not falling out of the sky. He said that he also used to be one of those people living paycheck to paycheck. And he said, and you're usually, more quick to anger. You're annoyed by a lot of things. Things just aren't going your way. And then the last thing you want to hear is someone asking you for money.
That's rich.
And then he said, and what's even worse is the person who's asking you for that money already has a lot of it. And he said, I get that.
Bitch, a billionaire. Yeah.
He said it totally was
tone deaf,
an oversight. Tone deaf. Yeah. And he said that, basically like whenever I do something really good, you guys tell me about it, like, rock, keep doing your thing. He said, and when you say that I'm doing something bad, I'm a quick study.
Okay.
Message received.
I like that.
He said, I will be better next time.
Okay. Very good.
So I was like, oh, okay. Hats off.
That's all
now,
we
Oprah,
can ask.
What you got to say, sis?
That's right. Huh?
I said, now, Oprah, what you got to say, sis?
Yeah, we ain't heard shit from Oprah ass. She's spending that money. She's paying her bills on her however many thousands of acres. Was it thousands, sis? It was a lot.
Stuff from too long ago, and I don't.
It was a lot. It was a lot of acres. I thought it was just like 60 or something like that. No, it was like 1,000 or something crazy. I don't know. Okay, you ready to switch it up?
Yeah.
All right, let's switch it up.
Okay.
Switch up.
This is a public service announcement. A motherfucking PSA.
Okay, we are starting off with PSA.
Okay.
I'm going to start off with this message that we got from a listener.
Oh, okay.
They want to stay anonymous, so I'm not going to say who it is.
Okay.
But it's, they sent me this message just like, they're a listener and they were like, I want all your listeners to know this. So I was like, oh, this would work perfectly under PSA. We were already going to do PSA. So I was like, this is perfect.
Oh, great.
So this is a listener's PSA.
Okay.
Basically.
I'm ready.
I mean, it's serious though, but she wants y'all to know this for real.
Okay.
So they had COVID earlier this year.
Okay.
And with COVID coming back, they were like, let's throw this out there. People need to know. Things have changed. So they got COVID earlier this year. They did, I think one of their friends also had it at the same time. One took a home test. It didn't pan out. It said that they did not have COVID, but they actually ended up having COVID. This listener went to the doctor to have one of those tests, or maybe it was through the drive-through. No, I think they said it was at the doctor. Yeah. They said it was at I don't know who it is. She said it was at the doctor's office. And so She ended up having COVID. They tested her. She was positive. She had to be off like everybody's used to. Well, she ends up getting a bill in the mail for this test. And she sent me a screenshot of the bill.
You fucking lying.
She said insurance no longer covers the testing for COVID. So she had to pay out of pocket. And it was to the tune of, girl, almost $500.
You fucking lying.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Almost $500 she had to pay for a COVID test. Yeah. So basically she was like, PSA, y'all go ahead and because they've got those at home COVID tests that you can take. You can get them sent to you for free.
Right.
Get them. And I know, Jessica, you were like, I got too many. Keep them. You just never know. COVID ain't going nowhere no time soon. Take those tests at home. Make sure that you actually have it. Now, I don't know if this goes for the same test that you would take through like the CVS drive-through or something. I'm assuming not because it's not an actual doctor's visit, but I really don't know.
You don't have to provide insurance or anything to go.
Yeah, you do.
Do you?
Just like when you pick up prescriptions and stuff, they ask you for your phone number. But if you don't have insurance, I mean, but before you didn't have to have insurance. It was free. I don't know what it is now. But she wanted to let everybody know, like, don't go to the damn doctor's office to get no damn test. You gonna pay out of pocket.
What a deterrent from people actually getting tested.
Well, the thing is, I don't think they told her that she was gonna get charged. So she was surprised. Yeah. And it looks like on the bill, the doctor's visit may have been covered by her insurance, but the test itself was not. So
not $500.
Girl, $500
for them to put a drop on a line and it be red or not.
Correct. But then that makes me second guess like those at-home tests because her friend took one who was positive, but it came back negative.
Well, I think they do expire. So you just have to check the expiration date on it.
Okay, well. Or take multiple just to be sure or something. So anyway,
I definitely would have taken multiple to be sure.
Yeah. If I think I got it and I'm like, this feels like it could be COVID, I'm gonna probably take a couple. But. All right, go ahead with your regularly scheduled PSA.
Okay. Let me find one. Oh, okay. I heard this the other day, but I hear it so often and I'm done.
Okay.
Sick. This is a grammar thing.
Oh, okay. I love grammar. Grammar.
I literally cringe when people say, "Oh yeah, I've got a child. They're 1 year old." It's singular, Miss Girl.
I heard somebody say
1
years too.
year.
Girl, that was that CultureCon that you heard that. That girl on stage, she said she's she said years, 1 year. Okay.
No, I actually don't recall that.
Okay.
But I heard it recently, maybe on a podcast, and I was just like, take the ass off. Like, I know that some people may just be talking fast and it doesn't register.
Typically what happens, yeah.
But I've heard someone do it like multiple times in a conversation.
Sentence. Okay.
And so I'm like, okay, so you're just not.
You just don't know no better.
Yeah. 1 year's singular. Take the S off that bitch. Correct. Thank you.
Correct. Okay. This one is so random, but it's going to hit you.
Oh, I love to be hit. Go.
You know your car is getting old when it starts spitting out the foam from the air conditioning vents.
The foam descender.
Girl, I was driving in my truck the other day.
No, not you.
Me. I have a 2014 Dodge Durango. And I'm driving, la, 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 air blasting. And I feel something hit my face. And I'm like, what the fuck was that? I look down. It's a piece of foam from the air conditioning vent. What makes it come out all of a sudden?
It like disintegrates, so it's not holding on anymore.
So it's old.
Blows it out.
My point made. It's old. It's getting old.
Point has been made, yes.
Yeah, I was like, Well, this is embarrassing.
That's hurtful.
It's very hurtful. I haven't seen any more. If you were to
pick it up, you could have done this and it would have separated. Foam is done. She's done her job.
So I got an old car.
I guess so, sis. You're the one who brought the PSA, not us.
I guess I do. I'm saying it's the realization for me.
Okay, this also happened to me the other day.
Okay.
Now, I'm going to preface it by saying a lot of this is due to the fact that I'm heavy.
Okay.
When I feel like women's clothes, this is also kind of a precursor.
Okay.
I feel like women's clothes aren't necessarily made by someone who will wear it.
Oh.
Does that make sense? Like they're just like, yeah, put that there. Who cares? They'll put it on, or whatever. Mm-hmm. What I'm getting at is the shirts that have the tag on the side in the seam, that long ass tag, scratching my stomach. Why is it there? Why would you put a tag there?
Where would you rather it be?
Girl, none. No tag. I don't want a tag at all. But why on the side?
How would they tell you the laundry
I don't pay attention
instructions
to that shit anyway.
Some people do. And you got to. Otherwise, they're going to be in a world of hate.
Oh my God. And then it'd be so many of them.
I was just going to say, it do be a gang of tags. A gang of them.
What?
They do. They don't really bother me, though.
Scratching me up silly.
Oh, really?
Hate it.
I got one right now.
I typically will cut them out.
Yeah. Pay used to complain about his tags all the time. I'm just like, it's not bothering you that bad. Shut up.
It is.
So I used to have to cut the tags out. Now I don't know how big the clothes are. So, when you, how do I know when I put it away for the season, is it going to fit again? I got to have you try it on because there ain't no fucking tag. It's a guessing game.
Well, the tags for sizes also just needs to be kaput. Put it on the inside of the shirt, tagless me, and we'll all move on.
Not all fabrics can have no tag, though. They just don't.
What's he wearing?
They can't.
Silk?
Some can't. That's what I wear a lot. Okay, my last PSA, and I mean this. I don't know which one I'm going to do.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, okay, this one was recent, so I'll say this one.
Okay.
Ulta Beauty sends out coupons for fun. And for fun only. They have no intention of you saving any money when you bring that damn coupon in and they reject your ass at the register every fucking time. They don't work on nothing.
I was on the phone with you when this
too many exclusions. There are too many exclusions when it comes to their coupons. It is a waste of paper and it is a waste of my time.
Does it have the exclusions on the coupon itself?
Yes. And it's everything they got in that store. Other than their brand. They want you to buy their brand. Bad. Super bad.
We're not doing it.
And, you go in there for your benefit eyebrow pencil. Don't work. You go in there for a special, Dermalogica. Don't work. Bitch, why am I in here then?
Because where else you gonna go, sis?
I could have got it on Amazon and it would have been here tomorrow and I wouldn't have had to leave my house.
Now you know.
I cut out the coupon and everything like a dummy, and I knew I wasn't going to be able to use it. Brought that bitch anyway and got rejected. Per
in your
use.
face. Rejected in your face.
Yeah. I was like, this ain't going to work, but try it anyway. I could try it. Yeah, try it anyway. Yeah. That's exactly it. Okay, that was this episode, guys. Thanks for hanging in there. We did a lot in this episode.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, this one was very calm. It was not stressful whatsoever. It's late, girl. We got work.
Oh my God.
Love y'all.
Okay. That is the show. If you are new here, thanks for joining us. I hope you enjoyed it. Come back for another one next Tuesday. Follow us on Instagram, Threads, TikTok. Our handle is SLMTY podcast. Join our public Facebook group called SLMTY podcast group.
We do a lot of chit-chatting in there.
Chat about a bunch of things. I put a poll in there today. Jess, you don't look at it because you haven't started it. It's about Love is Blind.
Okay. I was going to put something in there about Salt Lake City. Go ahead.
Oh, do it. And they were chiming in, so they're ready for your poll.
Oh, great.
And subscribe to our YouTube channel. We have a video podcast, so you can listen to it like normal anywhere. But if you want to watch us, you can watch us on Spotify and YouTube only. So
yeah,
find us on there. And if you see something while you're scrolling this week online, just tag us in it, send it to us in a DM, and we'll cover it. Just like the Drake and Joe Budden thing, that was a listener suggestion, and that PSA came from a listener, so we are all about that.
Yeah, we appreciate the participation.
Give us a 5-star rating, leave us a pleasant
review. We love that. Thanks. Yeah, that helps people find us. All right, y'all, we're logging off. Love you. See you next week. Bye. Check our social media. We'll be posting some shit from New York. Bye.
Yeah, bye.